USAID is the United States Agency for International Development, which is essentially the arm of the US government that assists in developing countries. So it established the USAID Trade Hub, which is a regional program covering 8 countries: Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Zambia, and South Africa. And the program is essentially a mechanism to promote economic growth within the region through trade and investment. So we assist companies from the other 7 countries to export to South Africa because it's a large market with a large manufacturing sector that requires raw materials. The second objective that we look at is to promote investment from South Africa to the other 7 countries. And we do that because we know that most of the investors come through South Africa as their launch pad, and then they want to expand into the region. And by assisting them to move their capital and technology to the rest of the region, it helps them to grow their portfolios. But at the same time, it also helps the companies in the region to grow. Then the third objective that we look at is helping companies from the whole region to export to the US under the African Growth and Opportunity Act, which is a mechanism that enables companies in the region from Africa to export to the US duty-free or under reduced tariff schemes for up to 6,500 products in the region. Most of our work in terms of promoting trade, we have to bring buyers and sellers together. That involves holding trade missions, either to South Africa or to the US. We have had to cancel all our trade events because we couldn't do them. And we migrated all these activities to a digital platform where we now have buyers in the US and exporters from the region interacting digitally. And then in the process, we help them to find each other and do exports. Internally, as an organization, we also had to adjust into teleworking. Interesting enough, productivity went up under lockdown conditions. I think if we look at our region, growth is going to come from the private sector. And so the companies are never really going to grow from selling domestically. They have to think export. So we see an export-led growth trajectory from the companies in the region. But we're also seeing a lot of innovation. For example, Southern Africa has a lot of natural products. And if you look at the global cosmetics industry, it's looking for more natural products. And we have a number of companies in our portfolio that are doing natural products like your marula, your moringa, Zimenia, devil's claw, and so forth, that can now be harnessed to actually create economic activities, whereas in the past they were looked at as backyard cottage industries. So we are now in year 5, and our focus is on the recognition that this is a program. It will start and end. This year we are going to be focusing a lot on sustainability of what we do, and also strengthening the relationships of these associations across the region. You'll be surprised that an association in South Africa doesn't know an association in Zambia. Yet they could actually work together and achieve their common objectives together. And we are strengthening those relationships and ensuring that the work that we are doing outlasts the program support that we are providing. So in our portfolio, we have upwards of 500 companies across the region that we are working with. But one of the things that we realized was when we went into lockdown, companies that were considered non-essential services had to shut down. But we have a very strong textile industry in the region, which employs a lot of people. So we had to quickly repurpose these companies so that people don't lose jobs. And the repurposing that we did was to identify opportunities for them to produce personal protective equipment and reopen during lockdown conditions to start producing the masks, the gowns, and so forth, with a focus on the US market. And we realized that to export into the US, they need to get the Food and Drug Administration approval or certification. So we've been helping the 27 firms to get that certification. Our textile companies have been able to retain the workers and contribute to economic growth in the region, even under COVID conditions.